Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about debt consolidation. What is it and should you do it, right? So there's two primary ways to consolidate your debt, both of which concentrate your debt payments into one monthly bill, right? Taking multiple payments and turning them into one, right? So first we're going to talk about getting a 0% interest balance transfer credit card, right? You transfer all your debts onto this card and you pay the balance in full during the promotional period, right? You'll likely need like a 680, maybe 690 credit score or higher to be able to qualify to do this, but it helps, because you're paying 0% interest on everything. It helps a lot. You end up paying less money. Um, you can get a fixed rate debt consolidation loan, right? Which you use the money from the loan to to pay off your debt. Then you pay back the loan in installments over a set term, right? Um, you can qualify for a loan if you have bad or fair credit, like below a 680 or so. But borrowers with higher scores are more likely to qualify for lower interest rates, right? So, the higher your score, the less you're going to end up paying. Nothing new there, right? So, we need to talk about when debt consolidation is a smart move, right? So, success with a consolidation strategy requires the following: your total debt, excluding mortgage, does not exceed 40% of your gross income, right? Your credit is good enough to qualify for a 0% credit card or low interest debt consolidation loan. Your cash flow consistently covers payments towards your debt. You have a plan to prevent running up debt again, because you don't want to get out of debt, right? And get right back into debt. Okay? So the question comes, you got to make sure you're not going to be like, okay, I'm going to do a balance transfer or get a loan, and then you say it takes you 2-3 years, you pay it all off and you're all out of debt. But then you're like, you're free, but then you just do it again and you're going to run into the same issues, right? And we don't want to do that, right? Like, let's talk about when like a consolidation makes sense, right? Like, you have like 3-4 cards, interest rates from like 20 to 25%, right? You always make your payments on time, so your credit's good. So you might qualify for an unsecured debt consolidation loan at 7%, which is a lot lower, right? So many people, for a lot of people, consolidation reveals a light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, if you make, like, if you take a loan with a 3-year term, you know it's going to be paid off in 3 years, right? Versus if you have your credit cards now and you're paying like, barely above the minimum, you don't know how long, like, it could take you 5, 6, 7 years to pay it off, especially if you keep using that credit card, right? And of course, this is assuming you make your payments on time and manage your spending, right? Conversely, making, like I said, like making those, instead of saying like, hey, here's a 3-year loan, you pay that loan off in 3 years, right? Just like your car loan, right? Or your mortgage loan, like, exactly the date you're going to be done, right? So, but when you make those minimum payments on credit cards, it could take forever until they're paid off, making more and more interest, right? Um, so like, when is, like, consolidation is not always the best, right? When is it not worth it, right? Consolidation is it's not like it's not the end all be all, right? It's not the solution for everybody for their debt problems, right? It doesn't address like excessive spending habits that create debt in the first place, right? Like, if you don't know how to, make a plan of, like, for your money, like, you don't go and don't jump into debt consolidation, right? You need to figure out if debt consolidation is the right plan for you, because if you don't have a plan for your money, if you don't know like how to account for your spending, right, you need to get that under control first, right? It's also not the solution if you're overwhelmed by debt and have no hope of paying it off, even with reduced payments, right? If your debt load is small, you can pay it off within 6 months to a year at your current pace, and you save only a very small amount by consolidating. You probably shouldn't do it, right? You could probably do a do-it-yourself type of payoff method instead. Like do debt snowball or debt avalanche, right? You pay off, start with your smallest one, pay that one. Like you'd pay, like if you have 4 cards, you'd pay the smallest one off as quickly as possible while paying the minimums on the other 3. And then as soon as you pay off the smallest one, everything you were spending on that one, you spend on the third smallest one. And then keep paying minimums on the other 2, and then the same thing for the third one, the fourth one, till they're all gone, right? And the debt avalanche is the exact opposite, right? You start with the biggest one, then the next one, then the next one. You see what I'm saying? So, if the total of your debt is more than half your income, you're better off seeking debt relief than treading water, right? So let's talk about a scenario, right? So Tom is struggling to make monthly payments on his debts. All right, so this is going to show what his debts look like, separate and consolidated. So he's got a $15,000 personal loan. He's got a $15,000 credit card loan, right? He's got 12% interest on his personal loan, 10% interest on his credit card, which, I'll be honest, I wish I had a credit card with them rates. The personal loan is 3 years. The credit card loan is 2 years. Right, so the monthly payment for the personal loan is $498. The credit card monthly payment is $692. So he's paying about $1,200 a month, right? And he's going to end up paying about $4,500 in total interest, right? So if you consolidate it, it's going to take those two 15,000s and make it a $30,000 loan, so you can pay off those both instantly. So he'll have a lower interest rate of 9%, but you see that the length of his loan is 6 years instead of 3 and 2, right? And his monthly payment is going to be $541. So $541 is a little bit less than half of what he was paying. You're like, wow, I could save, right? Like that sounds good, right? Have an extra $500 in your pocket, but you're going to end up paying almost double the amount of interest, right? Because effectively, like you're doubling the amount of your 2 loans separately, right? Because you're combining them basically, because they're both, in this scenario, they're both 15,000, so you're doubling it. So I'm just, if you consolidate the debt, your monthly payment looks much better, but you're literally paying almost twice as much in interest. So you have to decide, like, do you want to pay this extra $4,000, almost $4,400 over 6 years, or would you rather just keep paying what you're currently paying, right? Now, it comes down to which one you want. Would it be easier for you to pay the smaller monthly note, or would you rather pay the extra $4,400 in interest over over the 6 years, right? So you really have to figure out what you want, because like I said, it's, for you might be like, you know what, like over the 6 years, it'll be easier for me to pay that $541 than it is for me to pay that $1,200, because maybe you don't have that $1,200 a month right now to pay that bill. So then consolidating might be the best thing for you. You're going to end up paying more money in the long run, but it's going to be easier on you day to day, right? So it comes down to your choice, right? And if you have a significant other or something like that, it's going to come down to y'all need to talk about it and come to an agreement of what y'all think would be best, right? So I hope this video helped you guys understand like what debt consolidation is, if it's right for you, if it's not right for you. again, you know, if you're in a relationship or something like that, make sure you talk to your significant other about, you know, what it is that you guys need to do. And before you decide if you need to consolidate debt or not, you know, take a look at your spending and all your habits and stuff, because you don't want to consolidate your debt, get out of debt, and then fall right back in the trap, right? So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Go down, leave me a comment, like the video, subscribe, and until next time, y'all be safe.